want to talk about one thing that she said during the debate. By the way, did you happen to hear Donald Trump in New Hampshire yesterday?
I listened to a lot. What was it? Talk to me.
Well, he had a rally there, and I'm listening to this, Carl, and I've heard the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. No, I was on the road yesterday. I was trying to think what I was doing yesterday. I was on the road all day, so no, I didn't. Where are you going with this?
Well, you've heard many of his rallies, so you probably expect to listen to the same thing over and over again, which I do also. I normally don't listen to the whole thing. But yesterday I tuned into his rally in New Hampshire, the live free or die state, and there's Donald Trump. He's standing before tens of thousands of people, and this Donald Trump was off the hinges. I mean, he was hitting it out of the park with every sentence. He had me sitting on the edge of my seat. I mean, the guy was awesome. And I kept thinking, where was this Donald Trump on Monday night? Where was he? I mean, Donald Trump, he was on Monday night, he seemed like he was shell-shocked. I mean, somebody may have pointed out to him just before he went on, listen, there's 140 million people watching you, and that may have thrown him a little bit. Maybe he was pulling back because he wanted to seem presidential. He didn't, and Bill and Chelsea were in the audience. He didn't want to make the whole thing dirty and filthy and muddy. But I think he may have pulled back a little too much if that's the case, because there were several times, especially one time when Hillary Clinton set him up with the perfect softball. And without getting into any personal attacks against her or her filthy sleazebag husband or her daughter, he could have just said, okay, this one's going not only out of the park, but out of the country. That's where this ball's going, okay? Because she brought up his 4 bankruptcies, right? And, we talked about this before, but it has to be said again that his 4 bankruptcies are one of the aspects of Donald Trump, which would, in my opinion, make him an awesome president. Because Donald Trump does not own 4 companies. Donald Trump, the Trump organization, owns 500 companies.
Right.
And so what Donald Trump does is he audits all of these companies, the ones that are producing and sucking the life out of the tree, he cuts that branch off.
Right.
And he uses the laws of the land to allow that branch to shrivel up and die and go away, right? And he hinted at that during the debate, but he could have said, look, you know what? There's so much government waste when I get into office and I get access, because, let's be honest, he's not the president. He doesn't have access. Once he gets access to the ability to audit all of these various government entities, these branches on the tree, he can audit them. He can decide what is waste, what is needed, get rid of the waste. Like the article this week that came out that said the government has given a grant to a group of people who will study college students to see if they eat more garbage, eat more like snacks while they're drinking. Now, you, Carl, you are paid $50,000 for this study. It's a complete and total waste of money. Like, give me $50, I'll give you a 1-page report with a 1-word answer.
Yeah.
Yes. Right?
That's right. That's right.
and Donald Trump could have run 20 minutes on that alone. There's so much government waste. And, this is a biblical concept also. Didn't Jesus say that the Father looks at the tree, examines the branches, and he prunes off the branches which are non-productive? Right. Didn't Jesus himself say this?
That's right.
This is a biblical idea of looking at an entity, a tree is a metaphor, looking at the branches, the ones that don't bear fruit, they are cut off and thrown into the fire, Jesus said. So here we have Donald Trump doing that. I mean, if you have a success rate of 4 out of 500, you are doing amazing. Amazing. Yeah. This is amazing, this business that this man has created. But I think he could have done a better job extrapolating on that, getting that message out there. Hillary Clinton hit him with 4 bankruptcies. He could have hit her back with all this government waste and 496 success stories.
And all he had to do was say, Hillary, I could address that, but you wouldn't understand it. It would be above your head because you've never run a corporation or owned anything in your life. You've always been a government employee or an attorney.
Well, the first thing she did out of school, Carl, the first job she had was at a fish cannery in Alaska, where because she couldn't keep up with the other workers because she was so lazy, and this is all documented, by the way. She was so lazy she couldn't keep up with the other workers, and then she complained that the fish were dirty, so they fired her. So her first job, right out of school, she got fired.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Because the work was too dirty.